If you haven't heard about Anchor yet, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free and there's no charge. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more music apps.
You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you'll ever need to make a podcast all in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started on your podcast today.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Early Morning PJ Podcast. Welcome back for episode 14. So actually, we came off a pretty cool week. We actually just got finished with an interview with Luke Leftwich. That was this past week, and that is actually uploaded for you guys to listen to. I just want to give a shout out to Luke and thank him again on behalf of all three of us. I'll let these guys speak for themselves, but I think we all really appreciated Luke for joining us.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting to see a guy who has been involved with, minor league with the Phillies affiliated, and just seeing his journey and really learning what the life of a player in the Philly system's like. Yeah,
for sure. And that was probably by far the biggest name we've had on this podcast so far. So
maybe besides Sam Spinoski, but
that's
true. No offense, Dylan, but Luke Leftwich might outclass him a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it was just really cool experience to hear and listen to how he kind of overcame some of these injuries that he had to endure during his baseball career, and obviously last year ended up in Australia. So I encourage all of you guys to go take a listen to our interview with Luke. Just want to thank him again. So anyways, for this week, what we're going to do, guys, is Jacob and I are going to do a way too early prediction for each NFL division. So we're going to go through and kind of predict.
NFC East is going to get controversial.
Yeah. We're going to go through and predict who we think is going to win the division, and then we'll just go ahead and place each team and where we think they're going to end up. So obviously with a kind of 17-game schedule, it's a different format for this season. I know a lot of players were upset about the additional game, but But then some of them weren't because they get an extra game check. Yeah, exactly. We'll get into that, and then we'll get into... we've been saying this the last couple of weeks, but it's very significant now in terms of NBA playoffs.
Expect a lot of basketball next week.
Yeah, a lot of basketball next week with the playoffs starting. Right now, I think a lot of teams are playing for those last spots. A lot of teams are fighting for their playoff lives. And the playoffs have actually started for a couple teams already in terms of having to win out for them to qualify. And then we'll get into some seeding and go over the seeds. I know the Sixers right now have...
The Heat might be moving up to 5 after today.
Yeah. The Sixers right now hold first place by 3 games. I think they need one more win to clinch the 1 seed. So we'll get into that. And then we'll get into some Major League Baseball talk. We'll get into some UFC. I know there was, a fight last night that had like 78,000 fans or something like that. So... we'll get into that. We'll get into some, Trinity sports, and then we'll get into some call-ins as well. So be on the lookout for, Jason's post. I know this isn't a live session, but anyways.
Always be on the lookout.
Yeah.
Okay, Jason. So with that being said, go ahead and name off the NFL divisions for us.
All right, we'll start with the NFC West. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
That's probably the best division in football. You got the Seahawks, the Rams, the Niners, and the Cardinals. There's a world in which all those teams make the playoffs. I'm not necessarily sold on the Cardinals. I don't know. I could definitely see all those teams making the playoffs.
Three of those 4 teams will make the playoffs probably.
Yeah. I think that's... Oh, man. Who's going to win that division?
I'll say the Rams, bro.
If the Niners are healthy, they're winning that division. I think the Seahawks could find themselves in last place in that division.
I don't think the Seahawks are going to win it this year.
I don't either.
I could see the Seahawks third place. Rams,
yeah.
I don't see the 49ers winning it.
I think the Niners stay healthy, they win the division. You got the Rams in second, Seahawks third, and then Cardinals. And
I don't think the Cardinals are for 4. I think
Who
the
is?
Cardinals have a good team.
They
though.
do.
I think they have a better team than the Seahawks this year. But the Seahawks always find their way into the mix.
And they lose to the Rams in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Jared Goff's
They can't beat the
torn
Rams.
shoulder.
So I don't know. For that division, my prediction.
They're all going to finish with a winning record.
My prediction will be: I'll go Rams first, Cardinals second, 49ers third, Seahawks fourth.
I got Niners in first, assuming they stay healthy. Rams in second, Seahawks in third, Cardinals in fourth.
Okay.
All right, we'll move to the NFC South.
NFC South.
Saints first.
Yeah, Saints. I honestly think they're going to do a lot better than everyone's saying this year. I mean, they did lose a lot with Drew Brees' retirement and a bunch of losses in free agency and roster cuts they had to make. But I still think that's probably their division.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I mean,
Saints.
them and the Bucks, but I don't know.
I'll go.
Because
I forgot about the Bucks.
The Saints did win the division last year. I think,
they did.
I think the Bucks will probably win it.
Yeah.
Saints in second.
Yeah. Bucks. Yeah, go ahead.
I think the Panthers are going to be better than the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Falcons are going to be bad.
I agree with everything there. Bucks won, or Saints won, or what'd you say?
Bucks.
Yeah, Bucks, Saints, Panthers, Falcons.
Yeah, I agree.
How about the NFC East?
Ooh. Let's do this last. Let's move on to another one.
All right, NFC North.
Well, we got to do it with the NFC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean last in the NFC.
So the NFC North had generally a really good draft for all the teams. The Lions drafted well, the Vikings drafted well, the Bears drafted well, but the Packers didn't. The Packers are still going to win it. If Aaron Rodgers plays 10 games, they'd still win the division. I think probably the Bears in second, Vikings in third, Lions fourth.
That's how they finished last year.
Yeah.
I think the top three are going to be really good, and the bottom one, also known as the Lions, is going to be very, very bad.
Yeah, I agree with that. And the Packers didn't have a very good draft. Aaron Rodgers' future is up in the air in Green Bay. Then again, I don't really see him playing anywhere else for the rest of his career. I think they'll work something out there. I think he's going to end up playing the rest of his career there. So with the assumption that Aaron Rodgers will be a Green Bay Packer next year, I'll go Packers 1, Bears 2, Vikings 3, Lions
I think the
4.
Bears make the playoffs, too. That's a good team.
The Bears are a good team, and I think if Justin Fields can come in and learn the offense pretty quick, and I think there's some questions as to who's going to be QB1 there for at least the opener, and no doubt in my mind should it be Justin Fields.
Yeah.
I mean, Justin Fields is the best quarterback on the depth chart in Chicago, but with the veteran, I guess, experience of Andy Dalton, I wouldn't be surprised if he's the starter week 1. So, all right.
NFC East.
This is going to be a hard one.
And your 2021 winners of the
Dallas.
of the NFC East, the New York Football Giants.
No way.
I got the Giants 1, I got the football team 2, the Cowboys 3, and the Eagles 4. They're not stopping anyone. Who are the Dallas Cowboys going to stop?
That's the only question mark that they have.
And it's
They're
the
gonna
O-line,
score
too.
50
Their
points.
O-line has not been good. They've been hurt.
They were averaging, literally, I'm not even exaggerating, they were averaging over 40 points with Dak last year. That's, unheard of.
Yeah, if their defense plays like they did in the second half and their offense
I think
played
the
like they did in
addition
the
of
first
Mike.
half.
I think the addition of Micah Parsons will obviously help. I think they went out and got a corner in the draft, and I think he'll help for sure. As much as it pains me to say it as an Eagles fan, Dallas probably has the best team all around on paper.
I disagree. I think it's the Giants.
The Giants got significantly better. There's no way around that. They drafted really well. They went out and got Kenny Golladay. They went out and helped Danny Dimes, up front.
I don't know.
So their offense is going to be good. They got Saquon coming back.
Yeah.
So, yes, their offense is going to be good. Their defense is pretty good.
They almost won the division last year. Now they have 2 additional receivers who are going to help them out. Saquon coming back. I think they signed someone on the O-line. I don't remember who, and they also, their defense was playing lights out at the end of the year last year. They held the Seahawks to under 20, I think week 16 or 17 last year, and their secondary is one of the best in the league. So I think that's, and they drafted a pass rusher finally in the second round. So I think that's the Giants division.
I'll go Cowboys 1, Giants 2, football team 3, Eagles 4. I mean, the Eagles just don't have. Maybe you can switch up Washington and Philly with 3 and 4. I don't see
they made the playoffs last year.
Yeah, but they just don't have a quarterback. The Eagles, healthy, have a better team than the Washington football team.
I'm not so sold on that, especially on defense.
Well, yeah, Washington has a better defense, but Philly probably has better offense. Anyways, neither of them are probably going to make the playoffs this year. So, and I mean, I could see that division kind of being like it was last year.
Yeah, I think it'll be. It has to be a little bit better, at least.
A little bit better, but they're not. Whoever wins that division is not going 11-6 or 12-5.
Maybe 9-8.
Yeah, exactly.
10-7 if you're lucky.
Yeah, they'll be 500, maybe subpar over 500, but we'll see. I don't see the division winner being that good. So, all right, moving to the AFC.
AFC South.
That would be Jacksonville.
That would be
Titans,
the
Colts.
Colts division because the Titans aren't going to be good next year.
Titans,
Hot take.
Colts, Texans, Jags.
Yeah. So you have 2 bottom 5 teams in there with the Jags.
Colts 1. I'll go first. Colts 1.
Thanks.
Colts 1. Jags 2.
Jags 2?
Who's the other team?
The Titans?
No, Jags 3. I forgot the Titans. Yeah, Colts 1. Titans 2, Jags 3.
I'd be surprised if the
Texans
Jaguars
4.
win 6 games.
Jags are going to be good, bro. They're going to be better than they were last year.
Oh, man. They are not going to be good, bro.
Their offense is going to be significantly better.
Who on that team can play besides Trevor Lawrence?
They just drafted the best
besides
quarterback in the draft. They got a pretty good running game with James Robinson and Travis Etienne. And, I mean, their offensive line wasn't that bad. James Robinson was averaging 5 yards a carry last year. And they have good receivers.
I just don't think above average receivers, above average run game.
Bro, they're good receivers. They just have not had a quarterback.
Do you think DJ Chark is...
Yes. DJ Chark is so underrated.
Bro.
He's not an elite target. He's not elite, but he's good.
Yeah, so I don't think a rookie quarterback with good players...
Bro,
and who do they have on defense?
Trevor Lawrence is definitely better than anybody DJ Chark has played with these last couple years.
Yeah.
Better than Minshew, better than Mike Glennon.
A rookie quarterback is not going to take you from
I'm not saying...
from 1 win to 7 or more wins.
I think he will. I think he will, bro. I think the addition of Urban Meyer, I think the addition of Trevor Lawrence, that two tandem.
I'm not sold on Urban Meyer at all, if I'm being honest.
I am, man.
With you.
He's good. He's very...
He didn't draft well.
But
my dog could have picked Trevor Lawrence number 1. Other than that,
he didn't draft well.
I don't know how you can be sold on him already, though.
Because of how successful he was at Ohio State.
That's also college.
I'm not just not sold on him because he's new. I'm just not sold on him.
I'm not sold on him. I'm not sold on him in the NFL yet because he hasn't coached in the NFL.
Paid
as a head coach.
Paid Shaquille Griffin millions of dollars to be a track athlete. I just don't. I'm not sold at all. And
I think they will definitely have more than 7 wins.
I don't.
7 or more wins.
I think 5 or 6 at the absolute most.
I don't know.
That's mine. And I think at the top of that division, I think the Colts are going to win it.
Colts win it.
And I don't think the Titans are going to make the playoffs. I think they'll be the odd
Probably
man out.
not. There's some good... the AFC North...
That team is entirely reliant on A.J. Brown and Derrick Henry. That is their entire... And it's an offensive team.
Derrick Henry more than A.J. Brown.
A.J. Brown went for 1,200. I mean, he's their whole
That was
pass
when they had to throw the ball.
He's their whole pass game. Their offensive line isn't
Derrick Henry opens up that whole offense.
Yeah.
He is a beast. He's a workhorse, And anytime that they can hand him the ball, they are going to give him the ball.
Hey, if I'm a team in the AFC and putting my number one corner on A.J. Brown, I'm rolling a safety over and I'm stacking the box.
Well, I'm just like...
There's
certain players in the NFL that will just run through any defense that you have, and Derrick Henry's one of them.
Yeah.
So...
I just think if the Derrick Henry throw it up to A.J. Brown strategy doesn't work, they're kind of boned.
Yeah, they lost Corey Davis, who was a deep threat for them. So
no pass rush.
Yeah, I'll go, like I said, Colts 1, Titans 2, Jags 3, Texans 4 in that division.
All right, AFC East.
Bills 1, Dolphins 2, Patriots 3, Jets 4.
Just like last
year. I would agree with that.
And by the way, the Patriots signings are all mid. They're not really going to be that much better than they were last year. Sorry to tell you this. But signing a bunch of slightly above average players does not make you a playoff team.
Bills 1, Dolphins 2, Pats 3.
And we're closing the gap with the Bills. We're not going to be better than them. But
the fourth is...
New York Football
Jets. Yeah. Jets. That's like an easy division.
Zach Wilson's going to have a fun time there.
That's
against
against
those defenses.
I mean, the Dolphins and the Bills, I think that's going to come down to a couple of the last weeks, for that division title.
It did last year. They were 1 or 2 games ahead of us.
And the Dolphins didn't even end up making the playoffs. So that's going to be a fun division to kind of watch.
AFC is going to be good again. I don't think it's going to be as good as it was last year, but.
And then you go to the AFC. Where are you going? AFC North?
AFC North.
Probably second best division in football.
Cleveland 1, Pittsburgh 2, Cleveland 1, Baltimore 2, Pittsburgh 3, Bengals 4.
I agree. I think the Ravens. I don't think the Ravens and Steelers are going to be that good. I think they'll be the 6 and 7 seeds in the AFC. I think they'll both take a step back, but they'll still be good. I think the Browns are going to be really, really good this year, and the Bengals are probably going to improve, but not by that much. That's my take on that division.
But yeah, Bengals will be better than they were last year. They only had 1 win. 2 wins.
Like 5, I'm pretty sure.
They had 4. They went
4. They had a tie.
And 1.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about the tie.
All right, AFC West.
Chargers
Chiefs
1.
4.
Oh, Chiefs 1. I can't believe it.
Chiefs
I meant Chiefs, not Chargers. Chiefs 2.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh. Chiefs 1, Chargers 2. Thank you.
I got to think. Who's my number 2? Is it the Chargers?
Yeah, bro. Better than Oakland or Las Vegas.
Yeah, I think. Chiefs 1, Chargers 2, Raiders 3, Broncos 4. I don't think the Broncos are good at all.
I agree with that. Chiefs 1, Chargers 2, Oakland 3.
The Oakland scheme will always
Denver
work for them, but I just don't think that they're going to be good.
Oakland sucks. They're never going to be good.
All right.
Although I do like their addition of Mooring. I think that was
good.
a really good. That was a steal in the second round.
Yeah, think about it like this: if they would have taken Moorig in the first round and Leatherwood in the second, they would have been.
People would have been fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So with their first and second round picks, they got Moorig and Leatherwood, so they're cool.
And Leatherwood was going to be a second round pick.
Yeah, and he's good. He just wasn't worth the pick necessarily.
Yeah, it was a reach for
classic Raiders reach in the first round. Also, I want to do my little. I was thinking about this the other day. My AFC playoff picture. I think the Chiefs are going to be the 1 with their first round bye. I don't know how the NFC is stacking up. So, I think the Bills are going to be the 2 seed. The Browns 3. The 4 seed is going to be the Colts, just because they're going to win their division, in my opinion.
Does Carson Wentz play 75% of those games?
Yeah.
Good.
And I think
that's a first, maybe.
I think the
round
Dolphins
pick.
will be the 4th best team, but the 5th seed because wild card. I think the Ravens will be the 6th, the Steelers 7, and I think the Titans will be not in the playoffs as the 8th seed from the outside looking in.
I don't think Pittsburgh's that good, bro.
I mean,
and I know I'm going to disappoint a lot of people by saying that, but finishing 3rd in your division should not qualify you for the playoffs. And I'm not sure.
Well,
I think it's going to come down to the Titans and Pittsburgh for that last wild card
and Baltimore.
spot.
I'm not sold.
Well, you said Baltimore. I'm sold on the fact that
I'm not sold on Baltimore.
I think Baltimore's better than Pittsburgh. And
Barely.
if you're going to put Pittsburgh,
Barely.
if you're going to put Pittsburgh in the wild card spot, then the Baltimore has to be in a wild card spot.
I think
The Chargers might make a run
at the top of the division. I think Chiefs, Browns, Bills will all win 14 games.
I was thinking about this last.
Dolphins will win
weeks.
12. Colts will win 11, and then the Steelers, Ravens, and Titans will all win around 9. I think.
I mean, look, the Chargers, they lost a lot of one possession games last year, and a lot of those games came down to coaching and coaching decisions
or the lack of coaching.
Yeah, and so I think getting I forget.
I don't know who it is, but it's better than Anthony.
Yeah,
Lynn.
I forget who their coach is now, but bringing somebody in that can do wonders.
It can also work the other way too, depending on how good they are.
I think the Chargers might even be up for that.
I think Chargers will win 8 games.
Maybe even more.
I mean, they won 6, 7 last year.
I will give you
6.
a hot take. The Chargers split with the Chiefs this year. They win 10 games,
I could
and
see
they make the playoffs.
Chiefs.
Make the playoffs, 10-7.
10-7.
I'm calling it right now. It's a hot take.
Man.
Hot take.
That's my
Where's
6th seed.
Where's the button?
Hot take alert. I don't think they're that bad. They literally had.
I never said they're bad.
They had the opportunity to win 10 games last year, and they couldn't.
Yeah, they didn't. I mean,
They didn't.
They're also.
They had 10. They had opportunities to win many games last year, one possession games, and here's the button because I said something stupid. Boo! But hey, this Chargers, that's a hot take. I get it. Maybe they go 9-8, but I guarantee you that Week 17 comes around, they'll still be in the playoff. They'll still be in the playoff.
They'll be in the 9th best team.
They'll still be in the playoff picture.
And then 10th best, we'll do a top 10.
Let's put it this way: they're not going to be eliminated by Week 10 this year. Or Week 11.
Nah, they'll be eliminated Week 15.
I don't know. I said,
they're going to be better.
Once Week 17 comes around, we'll see. I think the
Who
would
number
Chargers
10
be?
be? I'm trying to think about
Be in
this.
the-
The Patriots. The Patriots could be better than the Chargers. They'll be.
No, bro.
There's
Herbert is coming off what? A Rookie of the Year season, Rookie of the Year campaign. Or no, Jefferson won Rookie of the
No, he
Year.
didn't. Herbert,
yeah, that's right. That was really
unfortunate.
Yeah, that was really questionable.
Controversial.
Controversial.
I don't mind it, but
Herbert's coming off a Rookie of the Year campaign. He's coming off a year in which they're coming off the Chargers. Keenan Allen was never really healthy all that much.
Mike Williams was hurt.
Mike Williams.
They don't
was
really
hurt.
have that good of an O-line.
They
I know they
fired
drafted
Anthony
one.
Lynn, who was undeniably the second best head coach in the league behind Adam Gase.
Second worst.
Second worst. Yeah.
And in my opinion, worse than Gase.
That's debatable.
With the talent on the
Gase
roster.
sucked.
I just put up a poll, and 4 people answered that. All right. 1,
4
2,
people.
3, 4.
Let me
4
see.
people answered that the Eagles would win the NFC East.
That's just
2 people said the Cowboys would win the NFC East, and 2 more people said that the Redskins would win the NFC East.
That's just to satisfy me.
Those are through 9 people.
All right.
I mean, hey, look, if the Eagles win the division,
Give us your
I'll take
NFC playoff rundown.
it.
Now that we did our top 10 in the AFC, let's get a top 10 NFC.
Bucks will be the 1 seed.
You think so?
Yeah. I think they're going to win the division. It's not even going to be close in terms of everybody else that wins their division. I mean, Bucks will finish around 12-5 this year. I mean, they have
they will.
the best roster on paper in the league.
One of them, yeah. Either
No,
them or the
the
Chiefs.
best. The best. There's a reason they won the Super Bowl by 20-some points last year.
I think it's debatable, but
I'll go Bucks 1. I got to think of who we all said is going to win those divisions. I believe I said the Rams are going to win that division.
did you?
Yeah, you said that.
I said the Packers are going to win that division. Packers 2 seed if Aaron Rodgers stays in Green Bay. And then I said the NFC East, Dallas 4. So I'll go Bucks 1 seed, Packers 2 seed, Rams 3 seed, Dallas Cowboys 4 seed. And then for my wild card, 5 seed's going to be whoever finishes second in the West, NFC West.
Who do you think that's going to be? Seahawks, Niners, Cardinals? All 3 of them could make the wild card.
I'll go Cardinals. Cardinals have a good team.
I think the Cardinals are the 5 seed.
Cardinals 5 seed. That's a hot take, but 6 seed. Bro, you literally could have 3 teams from that division make the playoffs, and that's crazy. So yeah, I'll take 6 seed, 3rd in that division, 49ers. And then 7 seed.
You gonna put the Seahawks in there?
No.
All right.
I don't think the Seahawks are. I don't think the Seahawks are a playoff team. This year. So what? The 7 seed.
Bears in there.
Bears 7 seed right. Bears. Yeah.
Mine would be 1 Bucks, 2 Packers, 3 Niners, 4 Giants, 5 would be probably the Rams, 6 would be the Seahawks, and 7 would be the Bears.
And you can't forget about the Vikings. Vikings have the potential to be pretty good this year.
Yeah, they'll be up there. They'll be like the Chargers.
I think they'll be the eighth team in the NFC this year.
I think you got to put... I'll put Arizona at 8, the Vikings at 9, and then we'll throw the Cowboys at 10.
I think you're underestimating Arizona, man. That offense and their defense is lethal.
They have talent, but Cliff Kingsbury's not exactly a great coach.
He's an offensive mind. He's an offensive mind, and they put up their fair share of points last year with Kyler Murray leading the way, obviously. And Fitzgerald, did he retire?
I'm not sure.
I think he did retire.
I don't think he did. I don't think he officially retired.
Well, there's been talks, I know for sure, about him retiring.
They still have Hopkins, Christian Kirk,
and they have weapons on offense. Kenyon Drake obviously left, but they got Chase Edmonds, who is now running back 1. And they got, the addition of J.J. Watt.
Oh, they have James Conner.
Yeah, James Conner. The addition of J.J. Watt on the defense side of the ball, pairing up with Isaiah Simmons and then Budda Baker.
Collins, first round pick.
Yeah, Zaven Collins, yeah. So they drafted well, and so I'm excited to see where that division, the NFC West, I'm excited to see.
No corners on that team.
Huh?
None. No corners.
Yeah, that's true. Their defense is going to be a weak link, especially their secondary. But I'm excited to see where that division leads us this year. I don't trust the 49ers just because I don't think they're going to stay healthy.
I feel like that's speculation, though. I feel like you have to give them the benefit of the doubt of being healthy, at least.
But the thing is, Jimmy G is probably their most injury-prone player.
And Trey Lance is currently...
And Trey Lance is the second...
Currently, as we speak, the best backup in the NFL.
Yeah, exactly. So they really don't have much to worry about when it comes to quarterback. But I worry for them in the secondary.
They went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago when they're healthy for a reason.
Where do you think Richard Sherman's going to land as a free agent this year?
Back in San Fran or Oakland.
How about Steven Nelson?
Oh, Lord. Forgot about him.
Eagles, baby. Woo!
Hey,
you got to go target him. You got to go. That's a must. He's a must.
He's pretty good.
That is a must. Very good vet to come in and lead the Young Bucks, if you will. So that wraps up our NFL portion.
Our way too early NFL predictions.
Yeah, way too early NFL predictions. All right, guys. So we're actually going to be starting a new little partnership, if you will, with some of our friends from F&H Thrift. The people that run the store, Frankie Lafferty, who is a Trinity graduate. He and I played baseball together for a couple seasons at Trinity. And then Hunter Becker runs it with Frankie. Hunter and I played football together for my freshman season at Trinity, another Trinity grad. So we actually have a message from them.
Whether you're looking for some crazy sports gear to root on your favorite team with, or just looking for a new boost to your closet, F&H Thrift has a wide variety of vintage and select clothing to fit anyone's style. They are constantly getting new inventory from both pro and collegiate teams, and their prices are both fair and negotiable. You can check them out on Instagram or Depop at F&H Thrift. Tell them EMPJ sent you for a discount.
So once again, thank you, Frankie and Hunter and F&H Thrifts for supporting EMPJ podcast. And just like Jacob just said, tell them EMPJ podcast sent you for a discount at FNH.
Yeah, they have some great stuff. Go check them out.
Go check them out. Okay, so now we're going to get into some NBA talk. Obviously, this is the last week of the season before the playoffs start next week. I know the Sixers have about 5 games left on their schedule. They're currently the number 1 seed in front of the... Actually, I looked last night, and the Bucks jumped the Nets.
No way. Actually,
Yeah.
The Nets were on a losing streak. So.
Yeah. I looked last night, and I'm not sure. I know there's been some games.
It's back.
There's been some games today, so I'm not sure if that has changed. But let me look here.
Because I was looking at the standings, seeing who the Heat would play first round, and I'm pretty sure the Bucks are still third. Almost positive.
Yeah, let me look. Let me pull that up. Jacob, in the meantime, I see you rocking that nice Tyler Hero jersey repping the Heat.
Yeah, we could have had Harden, but that didn't work out.
Yeah, I mean, hey. All right, so it's back. It's back. Brooklyn is in second right now.
Yeah.
Behind the Sixers, 3 games behind the Sixers. I know the Sixers only need 1 more win to clinch the 1 seed.
I think the Heat have all but clinched the playoffs.
I saw the Heat got a huge win today against the Celtics, which
scored 79 points by halftime.
Put the Celtics in the play-in for the playoffs.
Yeah, we could find ourselves taking that 4 or that 5 seed too. I think we're tied with the Hawks in terms of record.
Yeah, and in the Western Conference, I saw that the Lakers are now in the play-in scenario. They're now the 7 seed. They dropped a game, I believe, last night, and they are now into the play-in scenario. And to be honest with you, they lost Friday, which put them in the play-in. I'm not too upset about that. I don't really like the Lakers all that much. I rooted for them a lot last year just because of everything that happened with Kobe and everything. And I mean, I love LeBron. I always have. I always will. Then again, I don't like him when he comes out and says like the play-in is a joke and stuff like that. He's only saying that because
before he said it was a good idea to let.
Yeah.
And I quote, the bottom-feeding teams.
And now that they're one of the bottom-feeding teams, he doesn't like it so much. And it's kind of irritating to me because not only did he say that, but he hasn't played. He hasn't had much of a say in things because he hasn't been on the court. So, yeah, I understand how much of a legacy that he's created in the NBA. Then again, I don't think you have much of a say in anything when it comes to that kind of stuff, especially when you haven't been on the court. So, Jason, how about them Suns? I see you rocking that retro Steve Nash jersey over there.
Yeah, they're doing pretty well. They're hanging in there. What's
Yes, sir.
the year? They're going to go
They're
second
the 2 seed. Yeah, they're the 2 seed right now.
Jazz pass them?
Yeah.
They're
the Jazz been ahead of them?
They've been ahead for a bit.
the Phoenix Suns are.
I'm just a Nash fan. I'm not a Suns fan. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, you're a Sixers fan,
Yeah.
right?
I thought you were a Lakers fan.
I'm
He's
a
like
diehard
Sixers-
Kobe fan.
Yeah. The Suns are 3.5 games in front of the Clippers for the 2nd seed, so I think they basically have that clinched. They're a game and a half behind the Jazz for the 1 seed. So I think in the West, it's going to come down to the Jazz and the Suns for the 1 seed, and then it's shaping up to look like the Clippers in 3rd, Nuggets in 4th. Although that's a game split. The Nuggets are only just a game behind the Clippers for the 3 seed. Denver can make some noise.
Yeah, they're really talented.
Although they're without Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr. has been playing pretty good as of late. Obviously, Jokic is the MVP front runner right now. So, yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, look, I saw a little bit of a statistic ratio between him and Embiid, and Embiid is beating him in points, but I think that's just about it. Jokic is kind of like he's had to step into the main facilitator role because of the injury to Jamal Murray. So his assists have been increasing, but that's no excuse for Embiid. Jokic, he's a good passer, and he always has been since he got into the league. So I mean Jokic and Embiid was also out for a couple weeks, so I guess Jokic is deserving of it. but I would like to see Embiid win the MVP. And I mean, I'm not just speaking as a biased, and I mean, you know what? I am. I mean, I'm a biased sports fan to my teams. I'm loyal. But if a guy is beating you in every statistical category but points, I mean, you should be the front runner in my opinion. And it's the same thing, when it comes to like Ben Simmons for Defensive Player of the Year, who is currently the front runner for that award in front of Rudy Gobert. And like, I'm not just saying this as a biased. I'm not just saying this as a biased Sixers fan. I think Ben Simmons has been a very clear-cut elite defender this year, and he's been playing really well, and he's had a lot to do with the fact that the Sixers are currently the 1 seed. So I don't know how you feel about Ben Simmons, but
I mean, I feel like he's a good defender, a great defender, but I don't think he's Defensive Player of the Year caliber. I mean, I just don't see how he goes in 1 year from being, Ben Simmons is a pretty good defender, to now all of a sudden he's the clear-cut defensive player of the year.
Well, he's always been an elite defender. He's always been a very good
defensive player of the year with a statistical decrease in steals and blocks, which doesn't tell us the whole story. But
But he's always been a good defender. It's not just that he's just having a
he has not been year. He has not been a defensive player of the year.
But nobody else had. The second place candidate right now is Rudy Gobert, who, I mean, if you ask around the NBA, I think it's very clear to see that Ben Simmons is probably having he's playing a bigger role on the defense side of the ball on his team.
I don't know who my defensive player of the year is, but it's not Simmons and it's not Gobert. I'll tell you that much.
I don't know. Another defender that is currently in the top 5 for Defensive Player of the Year is Matisse Thybulle.
He's top 5?
Yeah, he's 5th, I believe, in those ranks for Defensive Player of the Year.
If he played more, he'd probably be a little bit higher.
Yeah, Thybulle is that's what he does. He's a very good defender. He has single-handedly won some games this year for us on the defensive side of the ball. And he is going to, I mean, it's his second year in the league, so I'm not sure if I would call him an elite defender quite yet, but he will be an elite defender in these next couple seasons in the NBA. And, I mean, enough about my Sixers. Let's talk about the Heat a little bit. Let's talk about Jimmy Butler. What do you think he falls in?
Jimmy Butler, your 2020 to 2021, as we speak, steals leader. And he's been playing really well. He's averaging 22-7-7 and leading the league in steals. I'm sorry, but that is an All-NBA team level season. I mean, he's all but carrying the Heat. He should be all defensive first team. I don't think he should win Defensive Player of the Year, but I think he could be in the just outside of the conversation tier. And other than him, on and off shooting from Nunn, Robinson, and Hero. What else is new? And Bam's been playing well, probably scoring about 20 a game, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, probably where he falls in that general category. Waiting for Victor Oladipo's return. Not sure when that'll be. And we're just kind of hoping we can get up to the 5 seed, overtaking the Hawks, so we can play the Knicks in the first round. And we'll see if we can work some magic in the playoffs again.
It's going to be interesting to see where these seeds come down to. There's going to be some good round 1 matchups. I'm excited for the play-ins. I think those play-ins are going to, they're going to be pretty. It's going to be new. Obviously, it's going to be a new experience. But you're going to see teams like Washington, who, if there weren't a play-in, they wouldn't even be in the playoffs. But they've been really hot as of late. So you're going to see teams like them, and I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see, what Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook, I'm excited to see what they can do in the postseason. So we're going to get into some MLB talk now. I guess this is the part where I say my jersey. Today I'm rocking a retro baby blue Bryce Harper jersey. It's one of the throwback Thursday jerseys that the Phillies wear from time to time. So, anyways, the NL East. Let's talk about the NL East. I know that the Mets are currently in first place. The Phillies are in second place. And I believe the Marlins might be in third place, Jacob.
No.
I looked at that the other day. I'm not sure.
Let me fact check you.
No, the Phillies are in second.
Yeah, I said third. Marlins are third, right?
No, Marlins are fourth.
They were third last night. So
We're fourth.
Mets are 16 and 13. Phillies are 18 and 16. Braves 16 and 17.
The Marlins are not that far behind.
Marlins are 15 and 18. I mean,
We're
no one's far
We're
behind.
3
in this
games
division.
back.
You know what? I've seen a lot of hate about this division, and quite frankly, like, yeah, I get it because they're supposed to be the best division in baseball. Maybe like might be controversial considering there's the Dodgers and the Padres division, but the Phillies are 18 and 16 right now, right? They have the same record as the Padres and the Dodgers. They are all 18 and 16. So I don't understand why people keep bashing the NL East when there's teams that are in the same boat. I mean, I'm looking through the standings of these divisions. The American League East, Boston is winning that division by 3.5 games, which is a lot at this point in the season. And the Yankees in second place are 18 and 16, the same record as the Phillies. You go to the AL Central, the Chicago White Sox are winning that division by 1 game. They're 19 and 13. Second place team, Cleveland Indians, 18 and 14. The same amount of wins the Phillies have. You go to the AL West, Oakland A's are winning that division by 2 games. Houston Astros are in second place, 18 and 16. Same record as the Phillies. Like, it's just, if you see a trend here, I mean, there's not a team in the league right now that's really lighting the world on fire. And Boston, I think, is the best team in the MLB right now, and they're not significantly, like, they're 22 and 13. Yeah, that's a good record, but I mean, they're not that far in front of everybody. So I see the hate where the hate's coming from, but at the same time, I think it's a little too early in the season to be, making some stereotypical, accusations, if you will. So,
Hot take. The Marlins go undefeated from here out. Yeah, that one's deserved. But I think the Marlins could find themselves in the playoffs, especially with the, I'll say, compactness of the records in that division.
It's still too early. I mean, they play 162 games in the season, and there are 30-some games in.
Watch the league.
I love watching. There's a lot of people in the sports world that don't like baseball because of how boring, quote unquote, boring it is, right? I mean, for me, like as a player, baseball player myself, like I don't mind sitting down and watching my favorite team play 9 innings of baseball. Like I like doing that. Like I have honestly, since baseball season started, since the Major League Baseball season started, I have watched more of the Phillies than I have the Sixers.
Why?
Yeah,
I
probably
just
have
don't,
too.
just because like I just enjoy watching baseball, and I love watching the Sixers. But I mean, the Phillies play every night. They play every night that the Sixers play. So I mean, I'm more watching the Phillies than I am the Sixers. Obviously, that's going to change here this week with the with the playoffs starting and everything. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited for this.
I just think,
city of Philly.
In my opinion,
around this time of the season.
Going back to what you're saying about like baseball and all that, I think this is my probably biased opinion, but when it comes down to it, there's the NFL and then there's everything else. I mean, in terms of professional leagues.
Yeah.
And college basketball, it's fun to watch, March Madness, but I can't say that I pay attention too much during the regular season.
Yeah, I can't.
I mean,
like I will watch Pitt sucks, right? But I'll watch Pitt in college basketball if they're on TV. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, they're not always
if I catch
on TV.
Miami beating Duke,
yeah,
I'll tune in. But
yeah, I understand that, and it's not that we're just like people are probably going to think we're bandwagon fans because we only watch games when they matter.
No,
you know
that's just
saying?
like I don't want to watch 162.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Or-
it's the
or
same thing with
even-
the Sixers. Like you think
or
I wanna
even
watch
82
games?
basketball.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'll tune in when
And
the
the
Heat are
Sixers
on,
have just
but-
been like the Sixers haven't played like a really worthy game in a while. Like they've been playing all these like bottom feeder teams.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they've just been killing them. I don't think the Sixers have played a game within the range of like 10 points throughout the last like 10 games. So, anyways, that kind of wraps up our Major League Baseball talk, which kind of led more into NBA talk. But we're gonna start with some UFC talk, and I don't know much about this,
Yeah,
but
Jacob,
I
take
do
it
know
away.
Canelo fought last night, and there was about
dude,
78,000.
messed that dude
There
up.
was about 78,000 fans in attendance.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, admittedly, I didn't watch the card last night. There's a good card coming up pretty soon. Israel Adesanya is fighting Marvin Vettori for the middleweight championship. And then later down the road, middle of the summer, I don't remember if it's in late June or early July, but Conor McGregor is going to get knocked out by Dustin Poirier later in the summer.
Woo, that's a hot take.
So-
Dilly.
Did you watch the last fight?
Yeah, but McGregor. All right, I'll say this: I was a McGregor fan. I still am.
I mean,
I still
he's
support
funny.
him.
He's funny, but like...
But he's lost a step for sure. I mean, if you just like watch him
it's
fight,
not the same guy that knocked out
Yeah.
Jose Aldo in under a minute.
and he there's not as much drama, drawn to him as there once was. He's lost a step in the octagon. So, I mean, we'll see. I feel like his fighting days are coming to an end here shortly.
I mean, I just feel like with Conor, the problem has always been, since he won that belt from Jose Aldo in 2016, he has never been focused on being a great UFC fighter. He's been focused on boxing.
Liquor.
He's been focused on Irish whiskey, making money, beating up old men in bars, etc.
Throwing chairs at buses.
Yeah. But if you can get
If we're being honest, like that's kind of what made the sport fun.
if we can get
like
a
that
laser
stuff.
focused Conor, I don't think a lot of guys are beating him, but we're not going to get that, and that's just the unfortunate.
I mean,
truth.
just like I said though, like, don't you think that's like what made the sport fun to watch?
I mean,
When he was throwing those chairs at the bus.
I mean,
and with Habib.
not to insult you, but for like a casual, that would make it fun versus the actual fighting part of it.
Well, Habib, like, it just brought an extra
Habib.
drama.
That's
It
Yeah,
brought
yeah.
an
Just like
extra drama aspect.
Extra drama with the Mayweather and
Yeah, let's go, baby. Hey,
That was-
June 6th. This fight about to be
All right, I
crazy.
wanna know,
Let's
do
go.
you think that was
Let's go.
him taking his hat? Do you
Anyone-
think that was staged?
No.
anyone
You
that's
don't think that was
listening.
staged?
No.
Anyone that's listening, do not buy that fight.
Yeah,
do not
please
give
don't
them your
buy
money.
that.
I am buying the fight.
Do you think that was staged?
I don't know. And
It
I
wasn't
don't care.
staged.
Like
there was like a backstage video of Mayweather
Like,
just
this is-
going
this
off
is-
on Logan Paul.
This is
after
the point that we're at. That an internet personality is stealing the hat of the
Pauls
greatest
are
boxer
so
of all
good
time.
at
No.
grabbing people's attention that it's just crazy.
You know that
Like-
fight is going to make absolute millions of dollars.
in the Paul. He knows he's gonna lose. He knows he's gonna lose.
Yeah,
to
he
Mayweather.
doesn't care. He's
But
getting
exactly,
$50 million.
Exactly. Don't buy the fight.
Please,
Why?
Don't.
Please don't.
Honestly, like, obviously, Mayweather's probably going to knock him out in 2 seconds.
Okay. Right.
But it's going
All
to
right,
be,
it's
like,
not going to
funny.
be 2
It's
seconds.
going to be funny.
Mayweather's a defense.
Is he fighting Logan or Jake?
Logan?
I don't even know the difference
Is-
between the two. Honestly,
I don't know. I forget who
All right,
the
let's
guy
stop
is.
talking
Opposed to
about
them.
this.
Who's the guy that
See,
knocked
we're
out...
giving them more. We're giving
giving-
them more attention. as
Who's
we
the guy
talk
that
about it.
knocked out Nate Robinson?
I don't remember.
That's Jake, I thought.
I'm not
Jake
sure
is
we're done.
better
I
than...
don't
We're
care.
done.
Jake
Cut
is better
it.
than Logan.
Cut it. Cut it.
Hey,
Alright.
tune in June 6th. Let's go.
Hey, you are such a sheep. Like,
Let's
my
go.
God.
Hey, get
Alright,
up. Get
Trinity
up.
Sports. Trinity Sports.
Trinity Sports. What do you guys want to talk about first?
How's the
Jacob.
baseball team?
I don't want to talk about the baseball team right now. Let's talk about the track team.
Oh, all right.
All right. Well, we had the Stan Morgan Invitational at Carlisle High School yesterday. It went all right, I guess you could say. And Stan Morgan.
Hey, Stan
Invitation.
Morgan. Dilly.
And districts and Mid Penns are coming up soon for those people that are qualified for that.
Hey, name those people.
Shout out to some people: Tyler Rossi, Jasper Bird, Max Schlager.
William Beckett.
Yeah, Liam Beckett.
Ethan
Noter,
Let's
Francesca
go!
in the 4x1. And probably Nick Brancax, other guys that I'm forgetting too. But yeah, congrats to everyone on the track team who all the hard work they put in and qualified for Mid Penn's districts and maybe beyond.
It's facts. So, I mean...
We can talk about lacrosse real quick. They dropped a tough one against CV.
Yeah, dropped a tough game against CV, but I heard that they're going to be playing them again this week. So
again? They play them again?
Mid Penns or something like that.
Yeah.
But that was their first loss of the season. They're still having a really good season. So stay tuned for some more lacrosse news. I'll give a little bit of the baseball rundown, I guess.
Yeah.
So the baseball team this past week, we went 2-0. We beat Harrisburg 6-1 on Monday, and then we came back on Thursday against Steel High and won 14-0. Landon Kunselman pitched on Monday. Pitched a very, very good game. Gave up 0 earned runs. And then on Thursday, Ethan Peffer, Micah New, Ryan Balaban combined for a no-hitter against Steel High. So shout out to those guys. We're currently 11-4 heading into the final week of our season here. We're fighting for either the 1 or the 2 seed in our district. Those 2 seeds get a bye for the first round of playoffs. So we're currently fighting for those 2 seeds right now. Tomorrow we have a tough game against East Penn, undefeated East Penn. Come out to that game. That's going to be a really good game. It's going to be really fun. And then Wednesday, Middletown, another conference game. Thursday is Antietam. And then
the Civil War battle?
Greencastle, Antietam.
Huh?
Greencastle?
No, not Greencastle. It's just they're called Antietam.
They're going down to Maryland.
No,
fighting against General Custer.
Is that funny, bro?
Yeah, it is.
And then
Shout out Mr. Kaminsky.
Yes, sir.
Next Monday, Bermudian Springs. That will wrap up our season. Or our regular season.
Please beat them, please.
That will wrap up our regular season, and then hopefully playoffs. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Hopefully we clinch a playoff spot this next week. And today is Mother's Day, so.
Shout out to all the mothers out there.
Huge shout out to all the moms, and on behalf of all us 3, just want to thank you guys for tuning in.
We love all the moms out there. Shout out.
Okay, well that wraps up our episode this week. Thank you guys for tuning in, and see you next week.